Now let me tell you an even more fascinating lore of creation, the origin story of how Jaggi Vasudev became Sadhguru. So he claims to have been born multiple times before, once as a tribal man called Bilva, who died from a cobra bite and in his last moments focused on his breath in a way that kick-started his soul's spiritual journey. And so in his next 2 lives, he was born as a Shiva yogi. And then in the 4th life in this succession, he was born as a yogi again, of course, and this time his name was Sadhguru Shri Brahma. And then he was finally born in his current life as Jaggi Vasudev aka Sadhguru. Now surprisingly, in all of these 5 lives, he was born as an Indian man. And the story gets even more absurd when Jaggi Baba tells you the divine purpose of his birth.
Many thousand years ago, there was a yogi whose name was Sunira. Sunira saw that human consciousness could be evolved if you produce a perfect human being. He wants to build a living Shiva.
So according to Jaggi's story, Yogi Sunira was unsuccessful in their project of creating this perfect human being, aka a living Shiva.
So here and there, down these 40,000 years, many ambitious yogis picked up the same project that Sunira had left, creating a perfect being, but not as a human being.
They wanted to manifest this dream of elevating entire human consciousness through the creation of a Dhyana Linga.
One of them who had such a desire fixed me up for the job.
So Jaggi Baba spent 3 consecutive lifetimes prior to this one as a yogi, trying to create the perfect being in the form of a Dhyana Linga.
Someone had to take 3 lifetimes to build a temple. I said that conscious must be so weak. A jnani will not have to wait for 3 lifetimes to build one temple.
Jaggi Baba, in his justification to this, says that something or the other kept going wrong in his previous births. So to ensure the completion of this 15,000-year-old divine project, in his life just previous to this one, before dying as Sadhguru Shri Brahma, he had already pre-planned the exact conditions of not only his own birth, but also the birth of 2 other people whose powers would be combined with Sadhguru's to consecrate the Dhyana Linga.
This round when we came, we planned everything to a point where we decided a few people that I need, where they are born, in which womb, how.
I place them in the right kind of places so that everything comes together at the right time.
But even after such solid preparation, the 2 other people chosen for this job turned out to be not the most reliable eventually. One of these 2 chosen women was Jaggi's own wife Vijji, who he also believes was his sister from a past life. And the second chosen person for this divine task was a woman called Bharati, who was also a follower of Sadhguru, whose closeness with Jaggi was apparently something his wife Vijji wasn't too happy about. And then in the most unexpected happening, just a week before the Dhyana Linga was to be consecrated with all the necessary divine powers of these 3, Vijji died under very mysterious circumstances.
There is this controversy about the way she died.
There is no controversy, it is just a few tabloids picked it up and did some rubbish. People who have nothing else to do, they keep commenting about it. Absolutely no controversy because it was a natural process.
According to Jaggi the master storyteller, his wife Vijji took Mahasamadhi, which is the mythical process of consciously leaving one's own body. Now the followers of almost every Indian spiritual guru claim that their guru attained Mahasamadhi instead of dying a normal human death. Now while this concept might sound divinely natural for the followers of these spiritual babas, but according to law, it's considered an unnatural death.
It was a natural process. And it's always been there in our cultures. Paramahamsa Yogananda sat in front of 700 people, announced that I'm leaving my body now, and he left.
Now Jaggi Baba is right in saying that Paramhans Yoganand died in front of 700 odd people. But the fact is that he wasn't doing a public countdown of leaving his body in front of these people, nor did he make any such announcement. Instead, he died of heart failure while reading his poem My India at an event in a hotel in Los Angeles.
This is something everybody is working towards, that you must be able to conduct the most profound aspects of your life consciously. That includes your birth and your death. It is the peak of yoga in many ways.
This story is actually the peak of deception, is what Vijji's father said, and filed an FIR claiming that his daughter had been murdered because of an affair Jaggi was having with one of his followers.
They're just commenting without any basis.
Vijji's father got even more suspicious because her body was hurriedly cremated before her family could reach, even after repeated requests by Vijji's family to wait for them. He also said that there was no custom of burning the body in their community. And even according to ancient yogic tradition, a person who is said to have attained Mahasamadhi is always buried, not burnt.
People who have nothing else to do, they're commenting about it. There's absolutely no controversy.
Another question Vijay's father raised is why she never mentioned her will to attain Mahasamadhi to her own family, while Jaggi claims that she not only told him but also their 7-year-old daughter 9 months in advance.
So she said, right now, everything within me and outside of me is perfect. This is the time I want to attain to this.
After the FIR was filed, by the time the police reached Jaggi's ashram for investigation, he had already flown to the US, and no credible evidence was probably found because Vijay's body had already been burnt. But our master storyteller Jaggi continues to completely reject all such allegations of any wrongdoing raised by Vijay's family.
They're just commenting without any basis. If anything like that was there, you think all these young people would be around me, supporting and making things happen?
This case is so murky and suspicious that even his young fans, who generally blindly believe him, seem a little unsure about Jaggi's involvement in this case.
Of course, we cannot come to a conclusion about his wife. We are not sure. We only know what he is saying.
And what Jaggi Baba mostly says is so ridiculously absurd that even other spiritual gurus who politically align with him have started calling him out. For example, this is what Ravi Shankar had to say about Jaggi's story that his wife Vijay had to remove all the rings from her body before attaining Mahasamadhi because metal restricts one's soul from leaving their body.
I mean, how can intelligent people believe in such thing? You remove a ring and somebody died. This is like fantasy stories, cheap tactics and fooling people.